Smallholder farmers, especially maize farmers in Africa, have made perennial losses due to drought and pest. And to speak on that matter, we are joined by Dr. Gospel Omanyan, who is a senior manager at African Agricultural Technology Foundation, and he is a specialist in dealing with maize, especially with regards to the striga weed that has affected maize production in Kenya. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much, Carol.
Okay, good as you've said for arid and semi-arid areas. Yet we have seen farmers are not adapting to this, they're not aware of this WEMA seeds. Why is this the case?
Like anything new, you have to do a lot of promotional work. You have to do a lot of marketing work through the seed companies or in collaboration with the seed companies whom you work with. So it's a beginning, and I think farmers are getting to know it. For example, in Kenya, we have sold, let's say, over 400 tons already of this seed. And I think this is a sizable amount for just sales that have started like 2 years back. It's catching momentum. It's getting momentum. And I think sooner or later, quite a number of farmers in those target areas will be using this material. The project you are citing, which is WEMA in short, or Water Efficient Maize for Africa, we are targeting development of water efficient maize hybrids for Africa. And currently we've actually quite a number of them commercially released. I think the project has worked very hard and released at least 80 hybrids or maize hybrids. Okay. And 20 of them are already nearing reach of the smaller farmers. And basically it is targeting addressing the ravages of drought. As you know, drought or climate change is a major issue, not only in Kenya but in the world. And this is a problem that it's not only limited to Africa. We've had challenges of erratic rainfall. We've had challenges in low precipitation or low amounts of rainfall. And this actually distorts also the onset of rainfall. So it's no longer easy to determine the onset of rains as we used to do, or as our forefathers or grandfathers used to do very easily. Kenya, we're targeting areas where we say low to medium altitude areas. Now these are areas such as from Busia all the way to Migori around the lake. These are areas such as Embu, Lower Eastern, Machakos area. So those are areas that are ravaged by drought day in, day out.
Are harvesting on average 15 to 18 bags per acre, and we have seen even the Galana irrigation, they harvested let's say 30 bags per acre. Maybe you can tell us why this is the case, and yet we have the capacity to produce 40 bags per acre.
We need annually close to about 40 million gunny bags of 90 kilos. That's close to almost 4 million metric tons, for example. And usually we have deficits, actually almost yearly we have deficits of close to 10 million gunny bags. Okay. And that's a lot of deficit. Yeah. And we are trying to even double the yields of the current farmers. Okay. From something like half a ton per hectare, we want even farmers to harvest even 2 tons per hectare. To have the best optimal yields per hectare, you need the very good varieties, the elite varieties. And we have a lot of them now available. Fortunately, courtesy of this project, we have several varieties that can be used. Secondly, also we need to manage water. And I think using irrigation is one of the very good ways to manage the effects of drought, but combine it with the water efficient hybrids that will use the water efficiently, so to say. And also you must have also the right fertilization to give enough food for the maize to come up strongly and vigorously and give good yield.
Weed control, especially the striga weed, has really affected the maize production in Kenya, and farmers have been unable to control this striga weed. How can they be able to control this weed, and also tell us how this striga weed flourishes? It
is a pest that can live in the soil for over 20 years. It is a pest that one plant of that, it's a weed. But it's not a weed, also is a pest. So it can, because it eats from the maize, so to say. It's a parasitic plant. But one single striga plant can produce as much as 50,000 seeds. So you can imagine the strength with which it can reinfest the soil. This pest is a very dangerous pest for us. It is prevalent in Kenya. In Kenya, we are talking of about 300,000 hectares infested by this pest, especially along or around the Lake Basin area or the Western Kenya area. In East Africa alone, we are talking of about 1.4 million hectares infested by this pest, and I'm talking about Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. So you see, this is a sizable amount of land or area of land that is infested, and this is a lot of households, over 1 million households suffering from this. When it infests the farmland, you actually see maize looking very funny in terms of being stunted, rolled up leaves, despite having sufficient rainfall in some of those areas. First,
is there collaboration between the private and the public sector and research institutions to promote maybe technological interventions for the control of striga in maize in Africa?
We have currently acquired what we are calling a herbicide-resistant maize technology, marketed as Striga Way, and it is very potent against this pest. It is a technology that actually kills this pest below the soil. It kills the seed below the soil, or the seedling of this weed below when it is still in the soil. Using this maize variety, what I'm calling Striga Way by its trade name, is able to, you only need to buy the seed, the maize seed, and plant it. But the beauty is that this maize seed is coated with a herbicide. And because it's coated with the herbicide, when you plant the maize seed, it takes in the herbicide, and it is like immunized. So when the striga seedlings attach on the roots of maize, they withdraw the herbicide and they are killed, because the herbicide is fatal to the weed, which is striga. And that is how the technology works. These seeds are available in several agro input shops in Kenya today.
Most soils have low levels of nitrogen. Most farmers are unaware of this. How is the farmers and the government collaborating to address this?
In Kenya, we have a good extension systems. We have also a lot of private extension systems who are on the ground, and we work with them. And they're able to enlighten farmers in many field workshops or field days on what to do in terms of soil fertility management. You can manage soil fertility by, for example, accessing the right fertilizer recommended by the Ministry of Agriculture in those areas or in the target area where you are. You can also use things like legume crops rotation to enhance your nitrogen in the soil. And I think these are the ways you can manage fertility, because from the soil, the maize plant, when it's growing, is taking nutrients. It is only fair that we also replace those nutrients to the soil.
We have been speaking to Dr. Gospel Omanyan, who is a senior manager at African Agricultural Technology Foundation. And as you have heard, proper nutrition is essential for satisfactory crop growth and production. Well, that's what we had for you on Business Insight. My name is Caroline Jenga.